Hello again, everyone. Marcus here. I review stuff. Today, I'm reviewing the song 1969 by the Stooges. This is part of my ongoing series where I am listening to songs off of Rolling Stone's list of the 500 greatest albums of all time. This is number 488, the album that is. It is The Stooges by The Stooges. And so before this, I had listened to the song I Want to Be Your Dog, which I enjoyed. But as I mentioned, I'm still kind of waiting for that next, waiting for an amazing song from The Stooges to blow me away. The song was good, but it didn't quite blow me away. So I'm kind of looking for a song to blow me away. Hoping it might be this one. When I was reading through the Wikipedia for this album last time, I actually still have it pulled up. Wait, I thought I did. There it is. Nope, not it either. Sorry, I must have closed out the wrong tab earlier. But anyway, point is, it mentioned that 1969 was also one of Rolling Stone's 100 greatest guitar tracks of all time. So really looking forward to this one. Hoping this is going to be the one that kind of blows me away. But hey, I say we jump right into it again. This is 1969 by the Stooges. Here we go.
All right. Well, it's 1969, okay. Walk across the USA. It's another year for me and you. Another year with nothing to do. It's another year for me and you. Another year with nothing to do. Now last year I was 21. I didn't have a lot of fun. And now I'm gonna be 22. I say oh my and a boo-hoo. Yeah, now I'm gonna be 22. Oh my and a boo-hoo. Well, it's 1969, okay. All across the USA. It's another year for me and you. Another year with nothing to do. And it's 1969. And it's 1969. And it's 1969, baby. It's 1969, baby. It's 1969. It's 1969. It's 1969. It's 1969. It's 1969, baby.
Wow. I can totally see why that was one of Rolling Stone's 100 greatest guitar songs of all time. I mean, man, that was really, really awesome. And what a treat to listen to with like stereo headphones, because as you kind of get into the song and the rhythm guitar is playing, you really hear it in this ear, and then it switches over with that other guitar coming in. You hear it a lot in this ear. That was a treat because you really got two different looks on the guitar there, but bass was fantastic. Vocals were fun. Lyrics were fun. I mean, this was a really, really good song. This is kind of what I meant when I'm like, I need them to take it up to another level for me. This was that next level, and I really, really enjoyed it. So, yeah, let's break the song down like we always do, of course, starting with the lyrics. And so it says here, Iggy told NPR, I tried to mix three things. I mix something that comes from within me, and it can also include a particular experience, a particular detail that really happened, and then I try to see if that matches up with something I think might have happened to some other people who interest me. Very interesting way to put it, man. And then I try to include something that just an everyday person could relate to. I think the first song I ever finished that I was able to get out on a national basis was 1969. Everybody knew what that was. It was the year, but it was also, I figured correctly, something about that number, that year was going to be around for a long time. I mean, you don't hear a lot about like 1971, but you still hear 1969. That's a powerful number. The key is another year with nothing to do, boo-hoo. And for me, that was true because of frustration, because I hadn't gotten my hands on the levers of power, the means of production that would allow me to express myself. And also, I hadn't earned an F chord yet. I hadn't learned an F chord yet. But on the other hand, I was singing for the delinquent group I belonged to, because the other guys in the group would never even think about that. They just go, oh, there's nothing to do. Interesting. So I think he approaches it from like, I think he's mentioned his experiences, or maybe something that someone he knows experienced, and then also try to relate it to just the general public as well. Well, I don't know what he said. He said he thinks of three things, but he was kind of like rambling on there for me for a minute, but he tries to include a particular experience, detail that really happened. So he tries to include something real, from real life, maybe historical perhaps. And then I try to see if it matches up with something I think might have happened to some other people who interest me. So here's something that happened in the world. Here's what I think might have happened to some people that are interesting to me. And then here's something I think could be relatable to just other people, I guess, to general public. Anyway, let's look at the lyrics. It says here, well, all right. Well, it's 1969, okay? All across the USA, it's another year for me and you, another year with nothing to do. And again, when you're in your 20s, it is kind of like, yeah, it's whatever. It's just another year. No, not that important. Now, last year I was 21. I didn't have a lot of fun, and now I'm going to be 22. I say, oh my, and a boo-hoo. And now I'm going to be 22, oh my, and a boo-hoo. Well, it's 1969, okay? All across the USA, it's another year for me and you, another year with nothing to do, another year with nothing to do. So the way the song sounds, it's sort of just like, yeah, it's another year, 1969, nothing special. But then in his interview, he's like, well, 1969 was obviously a very special year, and so it's just kind of like, it's almost sort of ironic in the writing here. Well, 1969, baby, and it kind of just goes on like that sometimes. So, I thought it was interesting. I think the little interview there at the end was gave it a lot more context than I think it would have otherwise had. I think I would have just looked at this as like, again, being sort of a restless youth, just hanging out, being in your 20s, and just kind of being like, yeah, the world, whatever, it's another year, who cares, blah, blah, blah. But then reading that little interview excerpt, it's like, all right, so he kind of knew that 69 was going to be a really important year, a big year. And the song didn't really come out until about halfway through the year too, right? So it's kind of like he kind of knew like this is going to be a year to remember. But in the song, it just sounds like, whatever, it's another year, 69, nothing important about it, whatever. So I think it's just kind of interesting. I think the lyrics definitely benefit from that understanding of that interview. But regardless, I think it's at least a pretty interesting song. It's a fun song. It's kind of easy to sing along to. It's repetitive in a good way. And so for that, lyrically, I'll give it a thumb up. As far as the instrumentation and vocals go, like I said, the instrumentation was a treat here because you had some really good bass work, first of all, kind of laying the groundwork. The drumming was great. I liked the clapping style. I don't know if that was made with like an instrument on the drums or if that was actually somebody like clapping on the track there, but really enjoyed that piece too. It just made it seem and feel more fun. And then the guitar work. Like I said, the guitar work was an absolute treat to listen to on something like these stereo headphones, right? So you get like the rhythm guitar here, and that dominates like the first half of the song. And then you get like the lead guitar, I assume, coming on this here, and that really dominates the second half of the song. And they're just like laying into that guitar. Like the first one was like a nice sort of repetitive guitar riff that you're like, okay, I can really grab onto this riff. And then the second one to me was sort of not, I don't want to say meandering, but it was sort of like this more kind of helter-skelter, intense, like kind of not all over the place, but it was like a guitar solo. It was like, all right, like this is cool, So the guitar work was an absolute treat. Bass was great, drums great, and the vocals, I think, again, you had, I'm assuming, yeah, it's Iggy Pop. I looked it up here. It was Iggy who was singing that, and yeah, he sounded great vocally as well. And so again, I can really see why these guys were considered like godfathers of punk rock. They really laid the groundwork for what was to come later. So yeah, love this one a whole lot. I'm giving it 2 big thumbs up instrumentally and vocally. As far as replay value goes, this is the only maybe the second or third Stooges song I've ever heard, and I gotta say it's probably my favorite at this point. And so this is for sure gonna go on the playlist. It's fun lyrically, it's fun vocally and instrumentally. Great guitar work, really big treat for me there. So 2 big thumbs up. Really enjoyed this one. It's gonna make the playlist for sure. Overall, a fantastic song. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this series so far. I think this is going to be the last song we do for this album for now. Maybe, perhaps we'll come back to it in the future. Next video on this series, we're going to move on to number 487, which is Black Flag Damaged. All right, so I hope you guys stick around for that one. As always, if you enjoyed the music as much as I did, go support the artists. Go listen to their music wherever you can. And lastly, if you'd like to support the channel, just all the normal stuff you do on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment. I'm, of course, always taking requests, so leave those in the comments. And you can also check the description if you'd like to follow me on Twitch, Twitter, or TikTok. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.